So we were talking the other day about whiskey and how you should enjoy it your way. And one of the things that people don't do very often is make cocktails out of nice whiskey. When you look at a lot of recipes, they'll always say just use blended scotch or use just a standard rye. But sometimes if you got a really good set of ingredients, you can make really fantastic cocktails. So we were in the Annapolis Valley in the fall, and my wife picked up a really good farmer's honey, and I'm thinking, what can I make with like Nova Scotia ingredients that would make a fantastic cocktail? Then I remembered that last year we were at the Glenora Distillery in Cape Breton, and I picked up a really good peated whiskey. They made a peated whiskey a couple years ago, the Gliandu, and it is just fantastic. So honey, peated whiskey, regular whiskey, we can make a penicillin. And as a doctor, I had prescribed penicillin before, so I'm going to prescribe a penicillin cocktail tonight for New Year's Eve. So the standard recipe is like a whiskey sour. Instead of using sugar, you use your honey for your sweetener, and then you garnish with ginger. So we're going to use Glen Breton 10-year-old rare for the base whiskey instead of using blend. And the tasting notes for this is apples, honey, ginger, vanilla. It sounds like it's going to go with our ingredients. And then we're going to splash it off with the peated Glen Breton. And if you don't like peated whiskeys or you don't like peated cocktails, you can leave it out. But it really, part of the penicillin is that splash of peated islet whiskey at the end. So we're going to add it because it's going to make a better penicillin, I think so. So the first thing we do is we use some fresh ginger, and we use 2 ounces of our base whiskey. And what we're going to do is we're going to muddle that up to get the flavor of the ginger out. Now, when you muddle fresh ginger, it's probably going to splinter up a little bit, so it doesn't matter. It'll come out in a strainer, and if it doesn't, it doesn't matter. And then we're going to add a little bit of ice to cool it down, of course. Now, the sweetener, like I said, is honey, but use honey syrup, which is basically a 1-to-1 of honey and water. If you use straight honey, it's too thick, it's not going to mix up. So 3/4 of an ounce of honey syrup, 3/4 of an ounce of your sour, which is your fresh lemon juice. And then what we're going to do is we're going to shake that up really good. And while we're doing that, we're going to use fresh ice in our tumbler. And like I said, if some of that ginger comes out, it's not a big deal at all. So the splash at the end for penicillin is basically a 1/4 ounce of peated whiskey. And then the typical garnish is either fresh ginger or candied ginger, but I think fresh ginger would do much better here. Now what I found is using the Glen Breton whiskey, it goes really well with a with an orange twist. So we're going to put a orange twist on that, and that's going to bring out the beautiful flavors of the whiskey and balance out the cocktail. Happy New Year, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.